Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raw Deal. How y'all doing? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. It is a lovely, nice, very cool Monday we're having today. You know, fall is actually here. We're in the burr parts of the year, you know, and just had some pretty great pay-per-views over the weekend. Of course, we're going to get into all that. First off, it's me. GREG, Greg the Son, Mongo to you. They've been bushwhacking since 92. I'm back a little bit, kind of, not fully, you know, kind of
right.
A little tentative, but I'll be here for a little bit. And man, we've been waiting to do this for a while. You know, a lot of championships changed hands over the weekend.
Yes, they did.
And we're going to talk about a few of those right now. First off, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, my forever rival, the forever Intercontinental Champion, the current Are You Fucking Serious Quiz Bowl Champion, and the current reigning, defending Reggie Simpson Memorial Predictions Champion. That's right. Maddie Reigns, aka, what did you call yourself? Maddie Layfield Bischoff? Is that?
Oh no, Maddie Bradshaw Layfield.
Good.
I have finally did it, and I didn't even know I won last night. Greg had to tell us in the chat because I wasn't keeping up with anything. I was just enjoying NXT, and he was like, "Oh, Matt, you won," and I'm happy. We finally get the OTC officially. The only triple champ, Maddie Bradshaw Layfield in the building, and now I got to defend this title on Thursday. And then probably defend the other one next week.
Yeah. Hey. It doesn't matter. The point is, you've accomplished something that literally nobody else here can do. So,
right.
Take that for what, you know. Congratulations. What's going on, chat?
What up, Batty?
Kanisha.
What up, Cookies? Thank you, Cookies. Thanks, you, Batty.
Appreciate it. There's Tito in the chat. Yeah, Matt's finished the story. The only Triple Crown. Acknowledge him. We'll give him one. Throw it up. Yeah. Why don't y'all congratulate me when I win shit? What's Matt, Kenny, Mike, they win.
Interrupting me and Mongo are the ones that had the greatest rivalry. We are the Rock and Stone Cold of this.
Exactly. Everybody else gets congratulations. I win shit and it's damn, Mongo won. It's because you and your tiebreakers are a bitch. That's fair. You know what? Actually, that makes sense. But yeah, Matt, we had some congratulations. Kenny, of course, won Saturday.
Right.
So Mike didn't win at all. He walked in and didn't shit. Kenny, a dominant victory Saturday. He had a damn near perfect prediction.
Yeah, he whooped my ass.
Yeah, he straight up dominated, and then ended up losing on a tiebreaker. So it was close. It was very close. Speaking of title changes, on Saturday, Batty came in as the defending champion and took a resounding L. Batty no longer champion. Our new champion, as far as Saturday, was Cookies. Cookies won on Saturday.
Shit.
Same as Kenny, almost the same picks, almost a perfect night. The only thing he didn't pick was he had Macklin over Josh.
Okay, Cookie.
So congratulations, Cookies, there. As far as the next night, Cookies, you had 3 correct guesses. Kanisha and Batty had 4 plus their bonuses, so they tied up at 5. And then didn't get any tiebreakers. So Cookies retains.
Hey, okay then, Cookies.
Cookies wins and then retains on technicality.
Man, Cookies in the building, baby. Yeah. Let's go.
So congratulations, Cookies. Holy shit. How about that? Yeah. The Matt and Cookie show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was man, that's exactly what I thought was happening to Kenny last night.
That's what I was expecting. That's why when you said I won, I'm like, huh?
Yeah, it was I think we all kind of forgot about it because none of us were even counting during the show. We were all just like, this is a good ass show.
Right. That was really it. It was like, I don't care about, like, I was counting up for fantasy because it was like, okay, that's real quick to do. But like predictions, I'm just like, oh, this show is really good. And then when Kenny said, wait, it's the main event, and I looked at the clock and I was like, oh shit, it is 8:55. I have the whole night.
Yeah, that I do appreciate them like wrapping that shit up by like 9:26.
Right.
It's real. Okay, yeah, let a pay-per-view in, and then we can finish the damn Sunday night game that's on too.
Right. I can watch
appreciate
football.
that.
I could go to bed.
Speak of the devil, ladies and gentlemen, joining us, he is the former champion as the man that won on Saturday. Put it in the stat logs. The man himself, Camilio Dior. Kenny, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, UTR? What's going on? As you mentioned, I was championed, and as usual, bitch ass Matt steals it from me. As usual. Matt and Mike. Matt, honestly, folks, I'm gonna be honest with you. These gentlemen that I'm on this podcast with are lucky I consider them my brothers. Because if this was any other type of shit, I'd hunt them all down and probably fuck them up. What's up, Daddy?
Because until Greg said I won, I had no clue I won.
Here's the bullshit. I'm almost once Greg said we go into tiebreakers, I was like, oh shit, I got a chance. I got a chance.
I didn't see that until like Greg like added me or something. I was sitting here just like, huh?
Daddy cookies, like, what's going on?
I was like crossfaded as hell. Like that whatever I posted on Instagram, that's what I drank all day. Like I was just doing that. So by the time NXT showed up, I was real good and nice. Then by the time NXT ended, I was real good and nice. So by the time he said I won, I'm like, who?
Bro.
Me?
Yeah.
The bullshit is I damn near picked a perfect. You know what? Fuck that. I did pick a perfect show for TNA because the only one I got wrong is fucking PCO, which I don't know why I didn't pick PCO.
We always get him wrong.
Right.
Yeah, we always go against PCO. Why do we do this to ourselves?
Why
do we make this so hard on ourselves?
Right. Had a damn near perfect show for TNA.
And we keep forgetting he's literally a monster. Like he's Michael Myers. He don't die.
Right. Literally.
He has the Obafemi win percentage this year, which is like 96.42%, where he only loses like 1 or 2 matches.
Like he's what, 16-1?
Yeah, 16-1 as of Saturday. Yeah.
Oh my fucking gosh, yo! Like,
yeah,
fucking PC. Yo, this motherfucker's 190, bro.
And they can't kill him.
The bullshit is, it's not like PCO is a wrestler that I'm just saying is old. No, this motherfucker genuinely is old because I remember when he was one of the Rougeau brothers. Okay, when he was, and I was young. I was young when they was old.
Greg gonna crack it when I say this. He doing all this without stem cells.
And you can see how it's affecting his body because he's getting stiffer and stiffer every time he shows up.
He died because he's a dead man. He's a walking dead man. He's the real Undertaker.
This man is going through rigor mortis as we speak.
Right.
This man is the real life Tin Man. That's what the fuck he is. Like his ass is. The next time he comes out on to fucking TNA, I can guarantee you're gonna hear him say, "Oil, can, oil." You have to oil this motherfucker up just to throw a goddamn clothesline, yo. Like he's ridiculous, man.
But it's crazy because the first bump in that match. We'll get into the show, I guess. The first bump in that match.
I thought he died.
He let Cardona get out the way, and he flies through the ropes lands back first onto the floor. Jesus Christ.
Hold on, before we go any further, to all of the wrestlers, every promotion, AEW, WWE, TNA, MLW, HOG, DDP, whatever promotion you are in, will y'all please, 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 please do me and Mongo a favor and stop slamming each other on the fucking edge of the steps?
Oh,
Like, please stop slamming each other on the edge of the steps. Okay, just stop. Just stop that. That's one thing I want y'all to do.
Gonna give everybody in the promotions and entire business a slip disc.
Like, I am tired of y'all landing on y'all fucking tailbones on the side of the goddamn stairs. Do y'all not realize you gonna need a bacchiotomy? Like, you're gonna be fucked up. Stop.
Like, yeah, you can only do that so many times before you're just.
And I don't want to skip. I don't want to skip ahead on shows real quick, but if you notice, Trick realized that shit hurt, and he didn't do it to Ethan. He put Ethan on the steps the correct way. Ethan, on the other hand, fucking folded his ass up like an accordion.
We all, if you go back and look at our like group chat, you can see all of us the second it happened, because we all like, oh fuck, oh Jesus, like every single one of us had the same reaction.
We were all sitting there like, come on, bro, like, could you just stop that? Like, please.
You gotta stop doing that, because at some point in time, like, everybody is getting lucky with the steps just being there perfectly. Like, it's gonna happen eventually if they keep doing it. Like, someone gonna fuck up, them steps gonna move, or gravity's is gonna be gravity. Y'all gonna fall the wrong way, and then y'all gonna be like, "Oh no, he can't move." No, just stop. Just stop that.
Speaking of people can't move, we'll get to that. But let's finish going over Bound for Glory.
Yeah, so Bound for Glory starts off, the pre-show. Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance defeat Zaya Brookside, Brindley Reese. Brindley, of course, being from NXT. Then they had the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, where Rhino was last eliminated by Frankie Kazarian. Kazarian now has the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, can challenge for any belt whenever he wants.
I told y'all Frankie was going to win.
It was Francis. It was AJ Francis.
just the wrong one.
Right. Remember in my picks that I sent you, Mongo, I actually said Kazarian is going to win and try to cash in that goddamn gauntlet thing. I fucking called it.
You called it. That's what I'm saying. On the TNA show, you nailed the shit out of it.
That's what I get. Paid attention.
Mike Bailey and El Hijo del Vikingo opened the actual show. Activision Championship. Good Lord.
Bravo.
That was a good ass match. Just seeing it on Twitter, that was a good ass match.
Listen, that match was a fucking banger. Now, you know I'm a Speedball fan to begin with, so you know I'm always hyped for Speedball matches. Vikingo is fucking amazing. The dude is literally like a flea, bouncing off of every goddamn thing, flipping off of every goddamn thing. There was about 4 times I thought this man was going to land on his neck doing a goddamn somersault off the rope, and somehow his little monkey ass landed it correctly. All right, like he is a fucking spider monkey, like 800%. His ass can go, and Speed killed him. That's literally the only way that match is going.
And Speed, we had a little bit of a tease of a heel Speed in this match, where and a heel Speedball scares the absolute shit out of me. I'll be honest. That would terrify me.
First of all, the fact that he did the Karate Kid crane kick and dead kick Vikingo dead in his chest had me on the fucking floor. He put that shit up, and Vikingo's like, "Oh, really? You really gonna try that?" And ran at his ass, and Speed Danielson his ass right in the fucking
It was clean. It was smooth.
He Miyagi Go dojo'd his ass in the fucking chest. That's what he did.
I was having to do the collision show during this, so I had to go back and watch this after the fact. And all I know is the chat was like, "God, these boys good. Holy shit, these guys are good."
I think I was the only one watching TNA live.
You were, and I was like, I knew this was going to be great. I knew Macklin and Alexander would be fun, Santana, Moose, and then Grace and Slamovich. Everything else was like, we'll see how the night works out. And you were like, this match and this Masha and Grace were the matches of the night. And after I got done watching, I'm like, yeah, that about does it.
Right.
Baylor retains and a just incredible opener. I love when they open with the X Division because that's TNA's bread and butter.
And it sets the tone for the rest of the pay-per-view too, like because the X Division. Let's be realistic. The X Division is their version of the cruiserweight division. You know what I mean? Even though bigger people do get that belt, it's pretty much the cruiserweight division. If you can do flippy shit, you're getting the X Division title. So when you got two real good flippy people together, you're gonna get a good show. And that's exactly what happened with Speed and Vikingo. Like,
right.
The best compliment I can give it, and I think Matt will agree with me. This reminded me of like old school TNA X Division when it was like Petey Williams and AJ
and Amazing Red,
and they, like all of them like at their actual youngest, just going fucking balls to the wall. The stuff that like got me like hooked in TNA. That's what this reminded me of. Just banger, incredible. Banger.
It was.
Next up, the Knockouts tag titles. It was Spitfire against Rosemary and Wendy Chu. Pretty good match.
Decent match. I felt it could have been on a regular TNA show.
Yeah, I could have saved that for later. Yeah,
could have saved that for a Thursday.
Could have been at the taping the next day for sure.
Yeah,
but it was fine. After the match, Rosemary cuts Wendy Chu in half, so they're done. And then the next night, we see what's going to happen with Wendy Chu and her rivalry. And it's like, she just lost her backup. And now she's in this certain stipulation match. Like, are they about to take her back off TV? Like,
either that or maybe Wendy's about to become a permanent move to TNA.
That would
be. I said her gimmick fits TNA more than it fits just
NXT, yeah.
NXT, even before they just changed over. Like, unlike Nikita, she has talent, so she can.
That's true.
Like she's perfect. She's the perfect gimmick for that.
Right, like Wendy fits TNA so much more because TNA is very much more on the dramatics, as far as like the soap opera and stuff like that. Hell, we have Wrestle House, so you know they're about the dramatics and the soap opera stuff. Yeah. Speaking of Wrestle House, when are y'all bringing that shit back, TNA?
Yes, bring it back. That needs to be like a once a year thing.
That's what got Kenny into fucking TNA.
Make that a once a year thing. The people that aren't doing shit, put them in Wrestle House. Let them get personality out. You know, that's how we all been being big Larry D fans for a while.
I was about to say, I need to find out what happened with my boy Lawrence. I need to find out what happened with my boy Lawrence. You know,
and then they could build it up to one of their little mini pay-per-views, like when they do the spoof on old school wrestling. Was it like Canadian? They could do that, like have a like we're gonna go to Wrestle House. We're going to Wrestle House 98. They're like, what? What the hell?
Yeah. Bring that shit back. Please bring it back. But yeah, Wendy is definitely, that's like, it's a 2.0 gimmick. And the issue is with Wendy, because she got hurt, Wendy didn't have a chance to evolve that gimmick. Kind of because like Tony D's gimmick was very much 2.0, but Tony got to stay on TV
and develop
and grow with NXT back to what it is now. Wendy got hurt before the transition and just didn't get a chance to evolve it.
Wow, too, if I'm not
every time
she tear an ACL or something, because she was out for like 6-7 months. She was out for a minute.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate thing because it was happening just at definitely the wrong time.
Right.
And so yeah, a permanent move to TNA for her would be
Great.
probably very good for her. Yeah,
She can easily be a knockout champion in TNA. Easily be a knockout champion in TNA.
TNA doesn't mind getting weird with that title. They don't mind making that like. But we'll get into that in a bit. Next up, Josh Alexander and Steve Macklin
Beat the monkey shit out of each other.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This match, and there's no way for me to not sound racist saying this. This shit was a legit two drunk white boys outside the bar fight. That's what this shit looked like.
I mean, yeah.
That's what this fight looked like. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there's no way for me to not sound like inappropriate with it. But if somebody told you, yo, these two white boys was drunk and was fighting outside the bar, whatever you think that fight looked like, that's what Alexander and Macklin looked like. That's exactly what they were. Just like, that's exactly what it looked like.
But when
I'm sorry.
When I tell you when Alexander put the ties on his wrists, I was like, all right, this match is going to be over in the next 30 seconds. No, because Macklin is going to kick ass with no hands.
Yeah.
And he did a suicide dive through the ropes with his hands tied behind his back, running at the most awkward angle. How the fuck did he do that?
Who would have thought Steve Macklin, that was in fucking NXT, would be the guy that we fucking cheer for like we do in TNA?
Right.
TNA has a great way of making us care about people we gave no fucks about. Kick City, Macklin, like was
it Steve Cutler? Was that what they called him?
Yeah.
Cutler?
Yeah.
That's the thing me and Matt and Sam for. Like, if you send somebody over there that just has done really nothing for you, you can't really get anything out of them, TNA is going to turn them around in a good 6 months. You give them 6 months where they actually try, they're going to turn that career quick. Because shit, look what happened with Big Bill. You know, Big Bill comes from WWE, fails. He has substance issues, problems. He gets clean, goes to TNA for like a cup of coffee. Boom, explodes, immediately signed to AEW. Bronson Reed gets fired, goes there for a little bit, has monster matches. And just when he goes to New Japan, WWE brings him right back. Like, we see it happen all the time.
Oh, look at Ash by Elegance.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, like, as much as we all know Dana Brooke ain't shit in the ring, we actually like all right with her not being shit in the ring in TNA because her gimmick works somehow over here.
They're protecting her, unlike what WWE couldn't. Like, WWE ain't got time for that. It's sink or swim unless they really, really like you. And with Impact, it's like, all right, you still got that WWE funk on you, so come on over here. We're gonna wash a little bit of it off, but we're gonna clean you up and put our shine, that Impact, the TNA shine on you. But here you go. Like, it's gonna be better than what you saw in WWE. But
that's what happened with Deonna Purrazzo.
Right.
Oh, 500%.
They turned Deonna from just, man, she's all right in the ring, but she ain't got the personality to
the virtuoso.
The virtuoso, and that took no time at all. She was on
right.
Immediately.
Like she left WWE and she showed up in TNA like maybe a month later, and they were hyping her up as the virtuoso. And I'm like, but she wasn't nothing in NXT, so how is she gonna be all this over here? But she shut me up,
bro.
She's a champion when 3 months.
When they did that shit, I was like, ain't this the same girl Bianca like whipped her ass the last time on TV? Like, didn't Bianca beat this girl out of NXT? Who the fuck is a virtuoso? Oh, this is a virtuoso.
Right.
Oh, she good. She good. And then after like she turned into the virtuoso, I happened to be fortunate enough to see her live at House of Glory, because House of Glory had an all-female show. Jordan Grace was there. Deanna Purrazzo, Mercedes, like she was there, like so I was like, oh nah, Purrazzo's good. Like, oh
Right.
shit. Like, how did WWE fail on this? What happened? But then you gotta think about where she was at and the time frame she was at. That women's division in NXT when she was there was no fucking joke. Those
Right.
those chicks
Batty,
was like ready to be on the main roster. They just didn't have a spot for them yet.
Batty, right? With this comment, Batty kind of shows you what time period it was. You're talking about Nia. So Deanna was in NXT when Nia was there, meaning 4 Horsemen were there. Bianca was there. Shayna was getting there.
Rhea was getting there.
Rhea was getting there. Like it was, Asuka and Kyrie. Like it was fucking loaded.
Ember Moon. Like, yeah, it was packed. Like,
And you think about even back then, like they would have killed to have a women's North American title, and they didn't. They were just
the Iconics.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it was
a tag team. A tag team, and you didn't even have women's tag titles anywhere.
Speaking of that comment, y'all see you're talking about Nia. Did y'all see this? So Deanna, I can't remember where she got interviewed. I saw the quote on Body Slam. She was asked about working with Nia Jax, and the article made it sound like she's shitting on Nia, where she's like, I remember when we were training, and watching her growth. It seemed kind of sarcastic. When you go in there and listen to it, it's her saying, we came in together and we were both really green, and we were working together. We had a match, and like neither of us were really at the position in our careers to know what to do to kind of handle it properly. Mm-hmm. She says, but Nia was really great to me, and we worked things out together. And I've loved seeing her growth from that moment to where she is now. So yeah, Deanna consistently I don't think she's ever had like a bad word to say about anybody.
I don't think she's had a bad word to say about WWE since even after they let her go. She was it was more or less, hey, I just wasn't a right fit. Yeah. I found my fit, so I can't complain no more. Like that's kind of how she is, which is cool considering the fact that now it's the in thing to do to bash whatever company you just came from. Because you saw when you put that article in the chat, you saw I call bullshit on a certain person with what they said.
Yeah. We'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah. So yeah, that's it's just Virtuoso's classy, very classy person.
She's a sweet person, and she's a sweetheart person too. Like when we met her, she was very nice. First of all, if you see Deanna Purrazzo in her everyday normal clothes, she looks like she works at Starbucks. I kid you not. She looks like the typical Starbucks worker if you see her in regular clothes. So the fact that she's this great champion and shit, it will throw you the hell off. I'm not gonna lie. She does not look like she's a professional wrestler. She looks like she's going, you want Grande Vente or what you want?
And her husband looks like someone that would get really mad at his order. The next match was the Monsters Ball match for the Digital Media Championship and the International Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. PCO and Matt Cardona. It was a car crash, man. It was a wreck. It was
everything that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it was. Everything we said about PCO aside, if you wanted a hardcore match, there you go. Pretty great one. Cardona, of course, he's a big GCW guy now. So an iconic GCW thing is using doors instead of tables. So that's why they didn't bring out any tables. They kept bringing out doors to put in the corner and doors on top of chairs to make a table and shit like that. That's kind of that's where he got his like hardcore indie king shit. Yeah, I can't really say much about it. If you've seen one of these matches, you've seen them all. If you've seen a PCO match, you know what this was. It was a fucking
train wreck. It was a train wreck. The one thing I'm happy about is nobody got stapled this time around. That's the one thing I am happy about.
We can leave the staples. We can leave the staples in the in the mid 2000s. We can stop doing that. We can stop stapling people.
Not if you're PCO. Come on, half of that man's body is stapled together. What the fuck you mean? We can't use
if he doesn't use staples, then his arm's gonna fall off.
Right,
you ever see that movie Robots with Robin Williams, where the robots are like falling apart by pieces, and that's that's PCO. He has to put himself back together and then staple and glue his ass together.
Nah, you know who PCO reminds me of? Remember Vampire in Brooklyn, Kadeem Hardison's role when he turned into the ghoul? When Eddie Murphy turned him into his ghoul and his ass started breaking apart and falling apart, and he was washing the fucking car and his hand fell off on the fucking car. That's PCO. When John Winston went to grab him by the shoulder and his whole fucking arm came off, he said, "Unc, you done ripped my shirt. Look at this, boy. Your fucking arm done came off. You got the dropsies." That's PCO. That's PCO. PCO has the permanent dropsies. Because this motherfucker just falls apart. Okay.
Yeah. I have to. I might watch that movie tomorrow.
Classic.
Next up was Moose and Mike Santana. Woo. Some boys went to work.
This was a very good stiff wrestling match. That's the best way to describe it. These boys were stiff with each other, but at the same time, very fluid. Like, I felt like nobody was holding back, but yet nobody was purposely hurting each other. Which is always good in a match when that can happen. My only complaint, Santana, brother, you got thin hair. Stop pulling that ponytail so far tight. You're gonna have no fucking edges. You're gonna be bald as shit, my boy. You're gonna be bald as shit all up in here if you don't quit pulling that ponytail so goddamn tight, bro. You got thin hair. You can't be pulling the ponytail tight, brother. And I know this because I got a bunch of fucking daughters and a wife. And I already know. You can't pull your ponytail too tight. You lose your edges. I'm gonna need you to ease up on it just a little bit, brother. Other than that, keep doing what you're doing. I ain't got no complaints.
When I did the review for this, I gave it like a B minus, and I was like, I would have given this a higher grade if fucking Fandango had just not been involved in this shit, because that was. Like,
listen. We never gonna say nothing bad about Fandango, all right? We don't bad talk Fandango on this chat. Damn it.
Look, love him, but stop getting in the way. Let me just enjoy this match. Please stop getting in the way. Just let me enjoy this match.
What I do want to see, though, is I do want to see Santana show up to TNA with the House of Glory Championship around his waist.
That'd be nice.
I would really like to see that. I don't know. Like, I've been saying it a lot in the chat lately. And, of course, I'm biased because I go to these shows a lot and I see these guys wrestle and stuff. I really want to see a lot more of House of Glory talent on regular television. Like, besides Santana, their version of the Intercontinental title, Zilla Fatu has that shit. Okay? They have, I think, one of the best tag teams out right now in main event that I think would fit absolutely perfect in NXT. I think those boys would be absolutely perfect in NXT. Even Amazing Red, old ass, can still go hard. He needs to be on regular TV more. There's another character that House of Glory has. His name is Charles Mason. He's picture a super evil version of Miz. Like the persona, like I wear suits, but picture a super evil version of Miz. And that's what you get with Charles Mason. Like, and he can wrestle, and he's not afraid to fucking spill blood if he has to. Like, House of Glory has a lot of talent within that company that I would love to see on regular TV. And I think the best two places for them would be TNA and NXT. I think they would absolutely rock shit. There's another guy that me and Tito were talking to.
Red's still going. Yeah.
Carlos Ramirez. If he goes to NXT, I can guarantee you he would be the next Damian Priest. in NXT.
Is that the
Hands
guy
down.
that wants to
Throw me? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He missed
That's
his
the one that,
chance though. October 21st was his chance. He missed it. That's
yeah. Yeah.
that's
That was his
National
one
Pro
chance right there.
Wrestling Day. Yeah,
Yep, he missed his
sorry.
chance. And I'm glad I didn't go to that damn show that night because I definitely would have got tossed.
That's the only day he can legally throw you and you can't do anything about it. But after that,
Right, like so, but there are a lot of talent that I would love to see on regular television, and Santana is the champion of the company where I want to see that talent come from. And like I said, I love the fact that him and Moose had a definite horse fight, but nothing to the point where you were like, all right, somebody's gonna get hurt if y'all don't stop throwing these wild ass punches and shit like that. It was nothing like that. It was a controlled horse fight, which is cool. You know how all right, bet. So let me go to the other side of the racism. I said that Macklin and Alexander look like two drunk white guys outside of a bar. Santana and Moose look like two high black dudes at a dice game fighting.
that'll work.
Like I gotta go both. I gotta be equal. I gotta be equal.
Well, I appreciate that. Equal opportunity racism. That's fair. Next up, we had match of the night. Might have been match of the weekend. Dear God, Masha Slamovich versus Jordan Grace for the Knockouts Championship. Holy shit!
I absolutely love women's wrestling right now. I absolutely love women's wrestling. And you saw, Mongo, I'm glad you agree with my comment that I said to Tito in the chat that day.
You were right. You were just, yeah.
Like, Tito showed us a picture of a beautiful female who is a amateur boxer.
I didn't know who the hell that girl was.
And a ring girl. And I straight up and down told Tito, oh yeah, listen, Cookies, I am an equal opportunist racist. I hate everybody equally.
That makes it better, right? Cookies? That makes it better.
I hate
as long as
everyone
spread across evenly, it's fine.
Right. I hate everyone equally. It doesn't make a difference. Like, white, black, Hispanic, Asian. I hate everybody equally. I am definitely equal opportunist racist. I will say something about every single race at any given time, no matter what. No matter what. But I love Tito introduced us. He showed us a picture of a female who that he was like, yo, Shawn Michaels needs to bring her in. And my response to that was, no, he doesn't. I'm like, she's not a real athlete. I'm like, at this moment in time, the way that wrestling is going, we have absolutely beautiful, gorgeous females who could be bikini models and stuff like that. But guess what? They are fucking legit athletes and they are busting their ass. We don't need another divas division like how we had back in the day when we have wrestlers. And these two women, Masha and Jordan, them women wrestled.
Yeah,
them women wrestled.
Yeah, they actually had a really good wrestling match.
They had an amazing. First of all, the technical moves that Jordan Grace has intertwined into her repertoire right now absolutely fits her because she's putting in technical power moves. Like she had Masha in what's that? The muffler, the stretch muffler,
the stretch muffler fisherman suplex. What the fuck? I've never seen that in my life.
She's coming out with moves because she know where she about to be at. She know where she about to go.
Oh yeah,
it's about to be exactly why in her future.
And that's exactly why I picked Masha ass to win. I said they're not gonna take that belt off of Jordan in fucking December when her ass is going to WWE in January. No, they need a while with her without that belt. So her last match could be a good farewell match. Like that's what that is. So that's why I picked. But these two ladies, I didn't know Masha as much as I watched a lot of Masha's as much as I watched as many as Masha's matches, I didn't realize she was a striker like that. Like Nakamura style striker. Like she need the fuck out of Jordan one time, bro. And Jordan just fell straight back. She said, bang! I was like, ooh, that might have
I need,
hit the point. She might have actually knocked Jordan out with ref. Go check on that real quick, please, will you? Thank you.
I need them to have at Bloodsport a TNA Knockouts World Title match between Masha. It's gonna be a rematch. They're gonna run it back between her and Shayna.
I'd be
Like,
down for that.
let that be like a tri-branded type of like partnership type of match. Let a WWE superstar show up at Bloodsport and against a TNA superstar knockout, but let's up the ante and make it for the TNA Knockouts World Title since she just happens to be the champion. Like that's going to be the definition of knockouts. Like that's going to be a UFC wrestling match.
It is. And like I said, Masha and Jordan, y'all saw as soon as that match was over, y'all saw what I put in that damn chat. I was like, this was two meaty women slapping meat.
And in the best way possible.
Right.
Masha striking. The thing about
In
Masha
a non-Pornhub type of way.
Right.
Exactly. The thing about
This
Masha
was
striking.
This was two horses. Not horses. This was two horses fighting.
Man, hitting that like top rope Snope, like Jesus Christ. But the way that Masha kicks, like her strikes, she strikes like Malachi Black, where she's like, it's real quick, real stiff.
That black mask she hit on Jordan. Woo-wee!
And she has combinations. She has like quick kick combinations that look legit. And we see a lot of, and this is going to come off bad, but I'm just going to say it. We've seen a lot of women that like try to do the striking and they just don't have the oomph, whether they're like twisting their hips right or they're trying to not hurt somebody. So they're trying to hold back too much and their strikes don't look good. Masha's kicks look like as good. They look as good as anybody else's in wrestling. She is a bad woman.
Mind you, she won this belt on one leg because Jordan literally was trying to rip that whole left leg from the kneecap down off. She was trying to rip her kneecap off, rip her ankle. When Jordan hit her finisher and Masha kicked out and she transitioned immediately to that ankle leg lock, I was like, damn, I lost. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, damn, I lost. Yeah, Masha about to tap out right now. And nope. Bravo, ladies. Match of the weekend, hands down.
Yeah, fantastic. Just if y'all have not seen this show and you're gonna watch one match, this is the
That's
one.
it.
Then watch the X Division title match. But those are the two, absolutely. Jordan loses. They hug in the ring. They're best friends in real life, so it was a very special moment for Jordan. They mentioned that when they first fought 2 years ago, Masha came out in all red and Jordan came out in all white. This time their colors have reversed.
Mm-hmm.
And also this is kind of like a passing of the torch moment, like when we had Naomi and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's Jordan and Masha. It's a special moment. It was good. And I'm sure we're going to have a final little thing with her. Someone's going to come in and like knock her out and send her on her way. But yeah, just beautiful, incredible story, incredible match. Next up was a world title match. Joe Hendry against Nick Nemeth. Matt's boy.
My boy Dolph should have lost. I don't know what's going on. Like at this point with Joe Hendry.
Not only did Joe Hendry not win this match, JBL came in.
Right.
The reason why I kind of didn't think that Joe Hendry was going to win this match, which is why I picked Nick, is the same reason that I picked Masha defeating Jordan.
You think he's
They're
going
not,
to NXT?
yeah. I think he's showing up at that Rumble and staying. That's what I think is going to happen. And if that's the case, they're not, like I said, they're not going to. Having Jordan with the Knockouts title in the Rumble is one thing. Having her hold that belt right until she's about to go to NXT is a whole different scenario. And that would be the same scenario with Hendry. Like like I said, January. January is right around the corner. No one wants Hendry to have a flash in the pants title run. People want
No,
Hendry to be a champion.
but they could have had this belt on Hendry 4 times this year.
That
Yeah.
I will agree with. That I will
And
agree to.
it's like he's one of the hottest, not just in TNA. Joe Hendry, that momentum that he has, those pops he gets, those aren't going away. They're still as hot as they were months ago. He is still getting massive reactions, and like this is one of TNA's issues where they don't strike when the iron's hot on somebody all the
Right.
time.
That's the
And
AEW in them.
and shit,
Like
that-
when
that's,
he
that's
wins, it's gonna be the equivalent of when Chad Gable finally wins the Intercontinental Championship. We ain't gonna care.
too late. You missed it. So if it's looking like TNA is just not going to ever capitalize on Hendry, and that's
Right.
unfortunate because they should have. Like earlier this year, they should have made him a world champion.
Easily.
They should have had him wearing that, and then you make your big bad heel, take it off of him when he leaves. But instead, we toyed around way too much with bullshit, and here we are. And I think you're right. He probably is going, so it makes sense. But it's just like, how did TNA
I don't
have this
you know
golden goose and just not capitalize?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It has everything to do with confidence in themselves as a company. You got to understand, this is new management. It's not Scotty D. Scotty
They
D
probably
would
look
have
at him
known,
as a Scotty D guy too.
right?
Possibly. Yeah.
Scotty D would have been like, okay, Hendry's hot now, boom, belt. This new company, they're like, I mean, how long is he really gonna be hot with this say his name thing? Like let's be realistic. That gimmick, you weren't expecting it to last as long as it did, and to still have the reaction that it still gets. It's definitely a flash in the pants type of gimmick. Say his name, the whole spin around, look at the camera thing. Like, how long was you
Right.
really expecting that to last? No one was expecting it to blow up the way it did. What happened is it's like the fucking Hirachi with Nike. Nike did not expect Hirachis to fucking blow up the way they did as far as sneakers. And then next thing we know, they're like the universal sneaker for every kid that has to wear a uniform.
You know what it reminds me of?
You know what I mean? Like,
It reminds me of Bobby Roode.
glorious.
Glorious, where Glorious was immediately the hottest thing going at NXT and most of WWE for a minute. The second it happened, they were like, "Oh fuck, okay, well Bobby can wrestle like he's one of the best in ring guys in NXT. Fans clearly love the shit out of him, and they can't get enough of the song. Championship time, and it worked for him. But then you saw him go to the main roster, and they didn't give him much else outside of the song,
Yeah, they just made him the glorious dude.
and it fucked up. And it's like Bobby had charisma and the ways to like show a character. They just didn't let him do it, and that's a
Right.
Vince thing. That's just what happened. With Joe, the difference is Joe has a charisma to make it better, which is what stuck around. If you put this song on anybody else in 4 months, it's over. It's done. Like it might get big, and then it's probably not going to last that long.
Be like
Joe
Van Damme.
Hendry,
You know what it
Yeah.
is? I'll tell you right now. I think the new company that has TNA thought that Joe Hendry was going to end up being an Elias situation. Because remember, Elias got real hot and then cooled the fuck off. Big.
And that's again, Elias is also partly a management issue because Elias was at random moments getting the most heat. We like the
Right.
Seattle thing.
KO, like
Oh, I don't think that man can still go back to Seattle.
I mean, the most heat I've seen in and good God. And Joe, part of the thing about Hendry is the song thing is not a new gimmick for him. It's just that this theme song, he had it his first in TNA, but it didn't work out. And then he just kept doing his songs over in ICW and places, and it kept getting some reaction. And he said in an interview, like, sometimes you just get lucky and something you do gets viral and then you explode. And that's what happened with him. That song, for some reason, people heard it again when TNA was getting more eyes on them. And like, oh, it's kind of a bop. It's kind of okay. All right. It's kind of fun. And then people looked up who Joe Hendry was. And then they started seeing his Ken Anderson song, his Drew Galloway song, his Kurt Angle match, all this other stuff. Like, oh shit, wait a minute. This guy's actually kind of good. And is Joe Hendry a great in-ring technician?
Absolutely not.
No,
he's not.
The fact that he has a gimmick choke slam as his finisher kind of pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie.
It all fits around him. Weirdly enough, like it all fits. Oh, this guy is goofy. Oh, look at that. He does a choke slam as his finisher. All right.
Right. Like it fits him and it kind of pisses me off at the same time. It's like, God damn it, this should not work for you, but it does. I hate that you have this goofy ass gimmicky choke slam like you're fucking 8 feet tall. Like you're not big, bro. You're not like
it's like a Hurricane doing the choke slams, like
right.
But the Hurricane's gimmick was so great.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing with Hendry is like Matt was saying, it's a perfect package. So I do think it's just he's the right guy for it. It got hot at the right time, and he knew how to capitalize. He's been waiting on that moment forever.
At it, just scared. Like I guess they probably at the same time they already looked at him be so popular in WWE and NXT technically. So they're like, well, we already know he's good as gone. Ain't no point in putting the belt on him. They'll do what they want to do. They see what they see. They see what we see.
But
they fell into a very old TNA trap, which is we have a former WWE guy here. Let's keep the belt on him.
Right.
Because that's a bigger name. Instead of capitalizing on popularity. And that's an old TNA trap.
Yeah, because this, like, I expected Dolph. That's why I was so geeked when he showed up. Because I'm like, oh, well, I know you're going to be the man, world champ. Mm-hmm. But, like, okay, I'm happy he's the champion. But I felt like Saturday was the perfect time for him to give him that rub, especially if Dolph, if the partnership is technically cool at the moment for the men, ain't no point. You might as well let Joe Hendry get it.
What was the Mongo? You brought this up. First and foremost, Mongo, it's great to see you back on the show, brother. And I'm glad you're doing it. I'm glad you're feeling better, that you're able to join us on the show. We miss you, man. We hate when you're away, and we hate when you're here too, if that makes sense.
I was waiting for it.
Like, we hate when you're away, and we hate when you're here too, if that makes sense. JBL. Right. What the fuck? Like,
stem cells, baby.
No, yeah, stem cell treatment. So he talking about he might make a comeback.
My thing is like, but why is he popping up everywhere?
To get paid?
He's scouting. He's we miss you, but fuck that.
Right.
Same deal.
That man realized that he can collect a bunch of checks, not only as John Bradshaw Layfield, he can show up in other places as just John Layfield.
Mm-hmm.
So he can
collect pops. He gets pops, man. people have been shitting on JBO for years. People forget we pop big for a clothesline, a big lariat. Every wrestling fan
Crash
loses their
on
shit.
Layfield, baby.
Man, listen. He ripped Ryan Nemeth's head off.
He just straight up punched him in the face.
Like
With the hardest fucking cowboy punch I think I've seen in a long fucking time. First
and
of all, the fact that he's
worth a gazillion dollars, because you know Dolph's one of the greatest sellers of all time.
My whole thing is, why is JBL also dressed like Walker Texas Ranger?
It's just the Texan in him. This is him
being a cowboy.
Right. I love it. He showed up out of nowhere.
He damn sure did.
And shit. All I know is Greg will agree with me. Anytime they would have those like reunion shows on WWE, mostly on Raw and sometimes on SmackDown, but anytime they say the APA is going to be there, yeah, we'd be happy to see Farouk. But more often than not, we was there to see JB. We was there to see Bradshaw. Bradshaw was our favorite member of the APA. He was the beer drinking, card playing, just stereotypical Texan. And then he cleaned himself up and became another stereotypical Texan in J.R. Ewing. So he's like, that's why JBL is underrated if you think about it.
JBL
He's a very underrated wrestler.
JBL is definitely one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I will easily put JBL in my top 20. Easily for the on the mic work, character work, transitioning from character after character after character to where he finally got it. Absolutely great. In ring, he didn't overstep his bounds. He knew he was a big slugger, and guess what he was going to do? He's going to slug your ass.
Okay. Made his character so.
And what helped him out too is WWE was smart. They loved throwing him in the ring with little guys, so it looked even more deadlier than what the hell it was. Granted, we found out later on JBL wasn't holding back on a lot of them shits, and he really was racking their fucking faces off with that clothesline. But because he's a 6'8", 6'9", 300-pound man hitting somebody that's my height and my weight, this shit is gonna look even more devastating than what it is. So they knew how to play it up too for that. So
right.
JBL definitely is, like you said, Matt, one of the most underrated workers in WWE history, I think. Easily.
Like I always look like when I meet certain people that are younger than me, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I watch wrestling, and they'll be like, oh man, I hated JBL. That's all it. I fucking they won't say fucking, but I hated JBL. I didn't like when he was on TV. I hated when he was champion. I'm like, oh no,
guys, that Border Patrol shit.
When he became JBL,
that Border Patrol shit, as much as bad as the racism it was, that was some good fucking programming. Okay.
Oh, him coming out. That's straight
him
out
having
Dallas. That was
him having right. That was the Dallas theme song. Yo, like
said, you know what? And it was during the time where we were literally 20 years ago in another election. We were in an election, so he comes out. He calls his group the cabinet. He had my boys, Doug and Danny Basham from Columbus, Ohio. My boy, the Basham brothers. Shout out Doug and Danny.
Freak that had Shaniqua.
They had Shaniqua. Then they had Jillian Hall as the little cabinet member. Like, they was the best. Look,
what
that boy,
shit is
that man just like that man is
icing his hand.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nemeth was reacting to this. He's like, if this is 200,000 views, I'm flipping out at everybody. And JBL quote tweeted with his broken hand. Oh, your poor hand. Thanks, it hurts.
And the funny thing about JBL is what everybody has like low key realized. Like he has done a great job. Before I even mentioned what I was about to say, he's done a great job of doing a complete 180 of everything that happened between him and Mauro Ranallo. Like he owned up to it. He admitted he was a dick, and he went out and did the work to make sure to be a better person, and he has done that. Also, on top of that, it's just funny that everybody sees JBL and they instantly think he is a supporter of that other guy, and he is like the complete opposite.
He is
oh no,
very anti that guy. He's
Right.
incredibly anti that guy. Yeah, no, JBL. Awesome.
he's not a Jericho fan.
No. But the match, it was fine, I guess. You know, Frankie was a special guest referee, so he's trying to tease the cash in.
Yeah. A lot of the wrestling tropes that are just like, come on, it's y'all ain't got to bat the head with all of them.
And then when he does try to cash in, JBL fucking kills him.
It was just messy.
Kills Hendry. It was a messy ending. I'm not gonna lie.
Like if you let us in 1999, right? Wait, no.
I'm about to hop off because I'm still a little tired. We'll cover this last match, and I'll let you do the rest. The main event was the Hardys versus the System versus ABC for the 3-way Full Metal Mayhem match for the TNA World Tag Team titles. It was a really good match. I gave it to him. It was a hell of a main event. It was a car crash in every sense of the word.
Jeff Hardy killed himself.
Jeff Hardy, I think it's what Brian Myers. He has on a table, on 2 tables,
and he swantons.
And he swantons, but he did not go forward enough. So when he flips, his head hits the last 3 rungs of the ladder. And the camera shows those rungs on the ladder are dented. Jeff's in there like, I was like, yeah, no shit. I'm sure that hurt like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't even been no
Hey, what you call it? The funny part about the match to me was Alicia Edwards coming in and trying to help, and Matt Hardy gives her a good old twist of fate. And I said, you know what I appreciate about TNA? They still allow men to beat up on women. Like Bubba Dudley
died a couple weeks ago.
Like Bubba Dudley can still powerbomb people. Still powerbomb a female in TNA if he wanted to. Matt Hardy pretty much twist of fated Alicia Edwards through the damn mat. I'm like, nah, this is like old school 1990s, early 2000s over here. Like, this is a lot. Like, he hurt her.
She just living dangerously, apparently.
Yeah, she was.
I'm like, nah, TNA, y'all gotta chill a little bit.
I couldn't help thinking about because when Alicia came in, she came in and stopped Ace, and all I could think of was like that angle they had when Ace was trying to get with her when her and Eddie were having problems. When
I hated him.
The motherfucker's baggage never goes away, man. That karma stays with him.
Yeah, that threw me for a loop too, because I asked about that. I said, is that Ace hyping this dude up right now? I'm like, the biter?
The
biter?
Yeah, Ace was not afraid. He should have been.
Yes, cookies. Yeah, his head said ding ding.
I'm gonna see if I can find that because they put it on Twitter. Before I go, I want to see if I can find the clip. It was disgusting. Here we go. I found it. Perfect. So here's my going away present for today before I let y'all handle the rest of the show. This is the clip of Jeff Hardy doing the swanton, and you will see at the very end, you're going to see the rungs dented. Here we go.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, I see it
See him?
there.
Do you see him? Do you
Ba-dunk.
see him right there?
Ba-dunk.
And then like they don't show it, but like this one is actually dented here.
Yeah, that one
And it's
went.
like,
But that first one definitely bad. Oh my goodness, Jeff is gonna be. He already special.
I'm surprised he wasn't bleeding out the back of his head.
Nah, your man.
Now,
What you talking about? Your man Jeff is in the 8th quarter right now.
On
All
that
right.
note, I'm gonna leave it. The rest of y'all, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, man.
Have a good one, brother.
Have a good one, folks.
We're going to continue on and talk a little bit more about TNA. We're going to talk about how the next night, TNA always, after their pay-per-views, they always do another taping.
Right.
We had a couple of injuries happening at this taping.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, El Hijo de Vikingo, he got injured. They're not saying what happened, but the major person and the major story, which has been kept very secretive around the wrestling world, and like as far as being leaked, Chris Bay was injured at this apparent taping, and apparently he was taken out in a neck brace and on a stretcher, and apparently It's not apparently. It happened. Chris Bay had surgery.
Yeah, he had emergency neck surgery.
Neck surgery.
And,
He had emergency. That's all they're saying. That's all they're saying. They're not saying exactly what happened. They're not saying to the extent of what happened. They were just saying he was severely hurt. He had emergency neck surgery, and they just said he's in recovery.
Everybody's just been saying prayers up, as they've been, like Kenny said, they've been real hush hush. They canceled the rest of the taping after that. So whatever. So it's definitely very, very serious. If they didn't say the show must go on, they just said nope, we done.
Everybody go home.
Emergency neck surgery is not like that's definitely a serious matter because we know about surgeries, but come on now, neck, and you just landed on that. So prayers up to him.
Right, and then my thing is too, like even with neck surgeries and stuff like that, you never really hear about somebody having a neck surgery like right away. Even with Big E, when he hurt himself with his neck, he had the surgery like 2 weeks later,
right,
or a week later or stuff like that after they
stabilized.
Right, like after they've realized exactly what happened and what they can do to that. Like usually you hear about neck surgery like a week or so later, but immediately?
Right.
Prayers up. No clue what that could be. Like me and you like to say we, Dr. Matt and Dr. Kenny, we'll call it injury in a heartbeat. When we see it, like, oh, that's a this or this. I ain't not a near, not a never. All right, seen an injury where immediate neck surgery is needed. Sheesh, prayers up to Chris Bay. Speedy recovery. Like, if any of y'all in the chat have ever, if y'all know something where you can need immediate neck surgery, let us know, because I have no clue what that could be about. No clue. One thing though, also sticking with TNA, before the show started for Bound for Glory, they actually had their Hall of Fame induction. And Rhino was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
As he should. He is a staple in TNA.
Yeah,
even I know that.
Definitely been a staple of TNA Impact for their whole existence.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So definitely deserves to be there. But apparently they went with Rhino because WWE blocked a certain TNA legend from entering it.
Right.
Word is going around that WWE blocked TNA from inducting AJ Styles into their Hall of Fame. Now, let's be realistic. That has to happen. That has to happen.
Yeah, eventually it will happen. Per Mongo's banner, they wanted either AJ or Monty Brown. I'm not shocked they didn't get Monty Brown. Monty Brown doesn't even get into wrestling all like that. And when he does, it's very, very selective. WWE blocking AJ for this unknown reason. It just seems like it's just them being petty. On top of that, I know in Greg, the part that Greg had shared with us, it said something like they don't know if they possibly had blocked it because AJ is now hurt. Like it ain't kayfabe, he actually is hurt. So they were thinking oh, mate, they might have wanted him to wrestle, which I wouldn't be shocked. I would love to see AJ in a TNA ring one last time in a moment like that. That would have been awesome. So I could see them. I could honestly see AJ being like, "Nah, I don't want to go in. I'm hurt."
I honestly, yeah, he's probably like, no, thank you. Remember, Uncle Al up there in age. His
He's
body
like, I know I'm old and I'm hurt, but nah. Because he's like, I'm already hurt. Then y'all try to put me in the Hall of Fame? Y'all trying to tell me something? Nah, I'm good.
And you see what match? And you see what match? And the match that Rhino came in on was the 20-man gauntlet match. So that's every opportunity for AJ to get fucking hurt. And Rhino was the last person in the ring with.
Oh yeah, AJ's like, nah, I want to wrestle. I ain't trying to do that. I want to wrestle.
So your man would have been Frankie versus AJ at the finals of that 20-man gauntlet.
And see, they would have backed themselves into a corner because then they would be like, "Oh, AJ got to be fighting for this. AJ gonna win, or you gonna have Kazarian get a good ass rub and beat AJ Styles,
right? Which they ain't doing,
right? And then
they are not doing.
Then you're gonna be looking at Dolph versus AJ, like, oh, what in the WWE?
Exactly. So low key, that kind of worked out in everybody's favor.
Right.
Like them blocking that. You know what I mean? So, but let's get into Halloween Havoc.
All right, we ain't gotta stay on it long. They opened. I'm pretty sure they opened this. I got it up. Let me.
Okay, perfect.
All right, yeah, they opened with Ova versus Tony D'Angelo. That was a good ass horse fight. The ending was meh because he just kind of just put him through the table, got the 1, 2, 3. But they did what they needed to do. They solidified that Obafemi is on the bigger and better things. It's rumored that he might be showing up tonight at Raw, or he is on to the NXT World Title picture. So it's either or. We're ready for him to move up, regardless, main event or the main roster. We don't care. Shout out to Tony D'Angelo. You got you a title defense. So let's see what he about to move on to. We had Lexus King get interviewed backstage before we see our man. William Regal. He's back, and they tell us that they spent Halloween Havoc booking for tomorrow's show. William Regal showed up and said, "Hey, Lexus, I heard what Maddie been saying about you, so you know what? I'm gonna be in your corner tomorrow night."
Against the no quarter catch crew, against his own son.
So that's gonna be good. Then we get our next match: Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez versus Julia and Stephanie Verker.
That was a good ass match.
That was a really good ass match, especially when Stephanie hit that damn corkscrew moonsault. That shit. We all said, did she just do a black arrow? Did she
like okay? She know how to do it, bro. Okay, that's what's up. That's cool.
Now Julia just murdered Cora with that damn knee just went ta-ta. I'm like, oh.
And this goes back to what I was saying when I said that we have beautiful looking wrestlers out here right now. Like we don't need no ring girl. No offense to her, but we don't need a ring girl. We got actual we got beast in the ring.
And
with
then
beauties outside.
And then right after that match ends, we had Zarya standing there basically looking at them like, yeah, I just want y'all to know I'm here and I'm watching. I'm like, all right, so I guess that's it for Zarya. We get Cedric and we get Cedric and Javon talking to each other. They chatting it up. They hyping up for tomorrow night's tag title match, them versus Axiom. Then we get Andre Chase versus Ridge Holland. Nobody cared about this match, so
not even the crowd. That's the sad part.
Like Ridge Holland won. That's about it.
Right, like I was not expecting that. I really was not expecting that.
Right, we all picked Andre Chase anyway, so we definitely didn't. Then we get more bickering between Fraxium. And then this leads us into my baby making her last ever title defense. Unfortunately, my baby Kalani Jordan.
But it's not like she went out like a punk.
Right, she ain't going out like no punk.
She had to fight 3 people. It took 3 people to take her down.
3 people. And did she lose to Jasmine Nix? No. Did she lose to JC Jane? No. She lost to Fallon damn Henley. Fallon Henley is now the 2nd ever women's North American champion.
And not for long.
Yeah, and then because as soon as they was talking their shit, guess who pops up again? It's me, bitch, Zarya. Zarya said, I'm here, and she beat all they asses.
Everybody.
You know, Zarya said she want all the smoke. She want all the damn smoke, but shout out Kalani. You had a good ass title run, baby. Like Carmelo said, my baby a dog. And he right. She is a dog. I'm ready. I responded to her saying, like, thank y'all for the support and everything. I said, hey, you still the best, and I'm ready for this next era of Kalani. It's time for her to level up. I'm ready for her to level up. Then we got after that, we had the D'Angelo family getting interviewed backstage. They hyping up for tomorrow night's match because apparently Adriana Rizzo is going to take on her attacker. Who was her attacker? Nikita Lyons. So don't be shocked that we get Nikita versus Rizzo action between that. They also had the guys from Busted Open, Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray there to kind of go in between promoting the show as they went on. Ridge Holland interrupts Bully Ray again. Bully Ray just went straight up black dude. Well, he went up straight up New Yorker. It was like, hey, my dude, you did that during the pre-show, and I let it slide. Now we are on live worldwide television, and you doing this shit again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say it again. Stop it. And it was like, all right, we see what y'all about to do. Y'all build it up for ECW at the ECW arena. Do me and Kenny want to see Bully Ray in a match? Not really.
No, not one bit. Not one fucking bit. But we understand why he's there and what he's doing.
Right.
We understand marketing.
Tatum Paxley scares the shit out of Booker T coming out of that damn casket. And then she asked over for a match. My dude Booker sounded just like me. Oh, what the hell? Oh, hell no. I like the way that they used that it was Halloween Havoc. And even though they used the wheel from Halloween Havoc to set up a match for tomorrow. So on just regular television, because we're still in spooky season, it's not Halloween yet. We're going to have a casket match between Wendy Chu and Tatum Paxley. Which, honestly, we were just talking about Wendy earlier, and we're like, man, she would be perfect for TNA. Put her ass in that casket.
Yep, that's and you know who can wake her up? This this female that we ain't seen in a while. What's her name? Um Rich homie's
Oh, so
wife.
yeah, if she's
Su Young.
recovered enough, if she's recovered enough, because she got hit by that dude through that chair at her and all that.
Oh yeah, that nigga launched that shit at her jibs. Yeah,
And then we get our main event in a Devil's Playground match. All Ego, Ethan Page versus Trick
Willy Wonka, baby.
Tricky Wonka.
This man came out and
hit the
velour underwear. Velour purple underwear. My man Trick Willy Wonka.
Trick Maddie, baby. That's how we do it. My boy came out. He was fully committed to the Willy Wonka gimmick. And then, if y'all on Twitter, if y'all go to Lash Legends Twitter, she said something like, "Yeah, I'm his chocolate factory." And then go to Trick's, go to his profile, and he talk about some, "Yeah, I'm the chocolate factory." I'm like, y'all so nasty, but I love it. Y'all so nasty. That's why Sean. That's why me.
Look at this one. Look at this one. And look at this one. Talking about she was licking the TV. Girl, when the last time you dust that TV? I'll be licking it.
She won her some Trick Willy Wonka, but they had themselves a good ass match.
It was what it was supposed to be. It was goddamn.
It needed to end. Like Trick got his win. The stuff that happened afterwards was some bullshit. Apparently, we're going to get Ridge and Ethan Page versus Trick Williams and Bubba Ray Dudley at that NXT show that's at ECW Arena. I don't like. I like that they're going to ECW Arena, but they really don't have to go all in on like they already told. Oh yeah, they told us also Lola Vice and Jada Parker, Miss Parker, aka Maddie's Angels. They're gonna be fighting, and they're gonna have Dawn Marie as a special guest referee just because she was in ECW. It's like, oh,
you know what? I that one I don't mind. That one I don't mind because she really
is gonna be referee. It's more of we don't need no Bubba.
Right. and like last night, like I was saying in the chat, like I completely get why Bubba is there and they pushing it to EC. I just didn't like. I was like, ew, Ridge. Of all people, ew. Like that was my ill. That's why I was saying ill. It was like, Ridge? Ill? Like no one. I'm like, but you know what? But at the same time, do you want one of your biggest superstars to be sitting there about to lose to fucking Bubba Ray?
No.
Exactly. So Ridge is the right choice. I guess this is finally payback for Big E.
And then get right on into the Raw preview. The last but not least, this Raw preview. We gonna hear from the new Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker, and from former champion, main event Jey Uso, because if y'all didn't see SmackDown over the weekend, main event Jey Uso popped up in that tag title match. They made sure we got new tag team champions.
Oh, yeah, I told y'all. I called that shit. I fucking called it.
Call it. And now, and after that, we had with Roman looking on. We saw Yeet and No Yeet reunite. So
and throw up the war
to Bloodline versus Death Row. Bloodline on Bloodline. Bloodline War Games is gonna be here soon. We gonna also get Dirty Dom Mysterio facing a former world champion as selected by the bald-headed GM himself, Adam Pearce.
AKA, get ready for Damian Priest, Dom.
We got
away, huh, bitch?
And this is also Crown Jewel Go Home show. This is also officially the last live show until Crown Jewel. Well, yeah, for main roster, this is the last live show because Friday is taped. We're going to have for the number one contendership to the world tag titles, New Day versus LWO versus the War Raiders. And last but not least, we're going to hear from the visionary himself, Seth
Seth
freaking
Rollins.
And he should be in a badass mood after he saw his Bears lose like they did to the Washington Commanders.
Oh my lord, that's a whole nother podcast.
And he was there, and he was at the game because the Commanders tweeted him.
Gave him a suite.
Right, they gave his ass a suite. That was like, it was nice having you here, Seth, because he threw his shit in the trash. Like, this some bullshit. We lost. I was like, I don't even blame him because if my team lost like that, I've been throwing more than just my badge in the trash.
Listen, what? I'd have been if the 49ers would have lost like that, yo. I swear, I'd have been looking like HBK for real out here. Remember when he was going down the hall just super kicking niggas? That'd have been Kenny. I've really been just walking out super kicking everybody in my way. Pow! Pow!
Because I remember when Ohio State, when our kicker, when we was playing Georgia, and we just needed to make the kick to go to the national championship game, and he hooked it left. Yeah, everything. My whole face just like changed. I'm just like,
bro.
He really okay.
The past 7 years, I've had to watch my 49ers lose in the Super Bowl more than once.
Right.
You know, mother, it was quiet as shit in my house. No one said a goddamn word to me for a week because they knew I was gonna drop kick my fish if that motherfucker would have blew a bubble the wrong way. Right? Like, I don't blame Seth. So Seth's gonna be hot.
So that is the Raw preview. That should be everything. So we'll see y'all tomorrow night for the Raw recap. And I'll be here. We're gonna be previewing NXT.
I'll be here. We gonna we all gonna be
three. It'll be me, Kenny, and Mongo.
Folks, don't forget you can always follow us at facebook.com/UnderTheRingPod and twitch.tv/UnderTheRingPod. You can also find us at linktree/UnderTheRingPod and fingertip.com. Yes, I would. Yes, the fish. Fingertip.com/UnderTheRingPod. There you'll find out individual handles. You'll find the man behind the boards, Greg Bush SK. You'll find me, Rock Ribs 44. You'll find Mike. He ain't a champion of nothing. He ain't a champion of nothing. Mr. Freshbeard. And this double champ bitch ass nigga right here.
Triple champ.
Oh yeah, the forever IC champ. This motherfucker right here, the final Maddie, and the right answer. Street team captain Boria Maliente. You ain't no champ of shit neither. And local correspondent Justin D. Baxley. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking mucho shit right now. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, 3-belt Bischoff, man. Don't gas this motherfucker up. Don't gas this ass up. Folks, y'all have a hell of a night. Thank you for joining us. And remember, whatever you do, always be safe and of course, do the dog.
Hey, do the dog, y'all. Get y'all some new fitted.